Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tylearn, and today I am bringing you guys What If Miguel and Tori Never Broke Up? Essentially, we're going to be rewriting the scene that took place in Season 3 that basically disconnected Tori and Miguel permanently. Well, at least for Season 3 through 4. And we're going to be having some different things basically be arranged so Tori and Miguel never break up. And this is going to be drastically changing the events of Season 3 specifically, so I'm kind of excited for this What If. Now, if you guys want future Cobra Kai content, be sure to go and suggest down in the comments section what type of Cobra Kai videos I should do. I don't only just do what if and theories, I can do predictions of Season 4 theories specifically, along with other stuff, top 5s, etc. And if you are a Cobra Kai fan, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are new to the channel, along with hitting the bell icon for Cobra Kai content in the future. This is my main topic on my channel anyway, so yeah. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into this what if, and yeah, I have no more things to say, so I'm done stretching out this goddamn intro. Okay, now let's get into the video.
Hey, collecting rings like I'm Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so I got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm Hogan. Yobi's coming over. We respect.
Okay, so like how I said in the intro, we are going to be basically rewriting the scene where Miguel and Tori break apart. And this is just Tori misunderstanding what Miguel is saying to her, because when he says that she needs help, I think we need two things to happen to actually make Miguel and Tori try and, make sure this never happens again and try and fix the relationship rather than having the very opposite effect and Tori going down a way worser path. I think Miguel needs to word his words a lot better, and Tori needs to kind of just not get all sensitive about it or misunderstand Miguel. Basically, Tori here is going to be a lot more calm, especially since Miguel is here, and Miguel is someone that basically, Tori can act normal around, since everyone else just kind of sees her as a crazy person. And so in this timeline, things are going to be way different, obviously, and this is going to be Miguel actually getting to Tori, and Tori realizing that she definitely does need some help before it gets way worse, because she basically almost killed someone, and because of this whole fight she started. And yes, she does have some justification, however, it was Miguel and Sam's mistake, and she was specifically gunning for Sam, which led into Miguel and Robbie getting involved, leading into Miguel getting his injury in the first place. And we are going to be having Tori be way more sincere about her apology about not being able to actually visit Miguel, because she couldn't. And Miguel himself can't really be too upset about this, as, she can't do anything about it, so why is he going to be upset at her? Basically, we are getting rid of all of the negative connotations that would lead into Miguel and Tori's inevitable breakup, and Tori spiraling down, and Miguel and Sam getting back together. And so with this, I think we can actually have Miguel also apologizing about kissing Sam at the party, and yeah, it just wasn't right, and he even backed away and telling Sam that he's with Tori, and none of this was just right in general. And if he had never done that and never caused that action, Tori would have never caused all of this. So if anything, Miguel's to blame. The thing is, Miguel did pull back, but he still kissed Sam in the first place. And Tori would just say, no, it's her fault, and Miguel can just say, they can be like, oh, I'm sorry, you're sorry. Let's just move on and move forward. And so with this, Miguel and Tori actually decide to stay together. And Tori would admit to Miguel that she definitely does need help, however, she doesn't know how to do this. The only way she ever knew how to get any type of help was just through Kreese's training. And Miguel would then say how that's not the way. Because Miguel actually reached Tori this time, Tori would be actually joining Eagle Fang. So Damian Espana, I know you've been constantly commenting what if Tori joined Eagle Fang, and this is basically how I'm doing it, so you're welcome. Anyways, with this, I think we should have a scene where Tori even personally goes to Miguel's residence and apologizes for everything. Miguel's mom would be uneasy, however, I think Miguel would come to Tori's defense and tell Carmen that Miguel genuinely started this, and not to mention Robbie was the one who decided to kick him off the balcony. So Tori isn't fully to blame, and half of this problem is definitely also Miguel's. And so with that being said, Carmen would then say, well, alright, and she would allow Tori and Miguel to come in. Now, personally, I think this is very crucial in actually having Miguel and Tori get together, because we never really see them hang out with Carmen, or Tori actually hang out with Carmen, or even Sam as well, since, before they could even build up a relationship, that being Miguel and Sam, due to them breaking things off. However, Tori and Miguel actually reassembled what they broke before. And so in this timeline, we can actually get some scenes with Tori and Carmen and Miguel just overall interacting with each other. After this scene, we could have Miguel and Tori exiting out and Miguel trying to walk Tori home, and this would lead into Johnny Lawrence actually coming outside. This would lead into Miguel explaining everything to Johnny, and Johnny would then say to Tori that, he's going to do his best to fix what he messed up. At first, Tory thought Johnny was just going to start screaming and ranting, but Johnny actually came in and gave Tory and Miguel a hug, saying that he was sorry and he is going to fix things. This surprises Tory, and Tory then says that she should be the one to say sorry too. And with all the misconceptions cleared up, this would then lead into Tory leaving Cobra Kai permanently and joining Eagle Fang. The last thing we need is for Tory to confront Kreese, and she would just say how she's leaving, Cobra Kai isn't good for her, and Kreese would then say how Miguel and Johnny must have gotten to her, and they're just using and manipulating her, and one day she's going to want to come back. Tory would deny this, saying that Miguel told her the truth, and not to mention Johnny is the person that Miguel looks up to, so she's just going to be following that path. And with that being said, Kreese would then say that you can come back anytime, and Tory would then say, I don't think that's necessary. She used Cobra Kai to embrace the worst parts of herself, but now she's going to be using Johnny Lawrence's teachings and Miguel's to embrace the best parts, being the complete opposite version of her Cobra Kai self. And so, she would then leave, and this would then lead into Miguel also trying to convince other people from Cobra Kai to join Eagle Fang, like Hawk. However, I think Kreese would personally just manipulate Hawk even more than in canon now that Tory is left, and this would lead into Hawk just initially denying to join Eagle Fang at first. And so that whole park scene is the same, but this time Tory is obviously on Eagle Fang's side, and she would be helping encourage Miguel to basically, break out of this shell that he's in right now. Because currently he's weakened and crippled, and, he just needs to overpower that and overcome that obstacle. And that's what Tory's basically doing, helping motivate him. Now, Miguel is still going to help appeal the bands, but Sam and Miguel are not going to be hanging out and falling back in love, which means Sam is basically going to be hanging out by herself, and this is when Robbie approaches her. Sam is the only person that Robbie really cared about, and this would then lead into them clearing their misconceptions since Miguel isn't in the picture. And I think Miguel would probably tell Sam about this, and this would just lead into Sam trying to avoid Miguel even more. And then Robbie and Sam can try and fix things, and I think this is where Robbie isn't going to be joining Cobra Kai in this timeline, since the only reason he really did was because the last person that he wanted to see, and the last person that didn't give up on him, Sam, gave up on him. So in this timeline, this will not be occurring, and this would then lead into Robbie actually just deciding to hang out with Sam for a bit and, just visit her every now and then. And eventually, I think this would then lead into Daniel LaRusso and Robbie trying to talk things out, and Robbie forgiving Daniel. Robbie here realizes that Tory and Miguel actually fixed things up, but they're not in Cobra Kai, and they're in a whole different dojo. Maybe it's because Kreese is the actual big problem, and this would then lead into Robbie actually telling Sam that maybe teaming up with Eagle Fang or talking to them wouldn't be such a bad idea. I mean, think about it. They did leave Cobra Kai. And when Tory and Robbie actually talked that one time, and this would then lead into Robbie seeing Sam betray him and Tory being right, this whole conversation never happens and is non-existent because of the fact that Tory was never betrayed. And so this would then lead into Robbie having the opposite effect and deciding to team up with Sam, and Miguel would try and reach out to Sam while Robbie's also doing this, and this would inevitably lead into Robbie and Miguel themselves actually talking and them trying to clear their beef before actually proceeding on with this act. I'd say this happens around episode 8-ish, 9-ish maybe, and this would just be kind of an awkward situation where Miguel, Tory, Sam, and Robbie are all in a room just talking to each other. Definitely a lot of tension in the scene, but I think in the end this would lead into Miguel and Robbie actually coming to a conclusion, along with Tory even apologizing to Sam. Sam herself actually seeing this in Tory and seeing some light would actually apologize herself because she did accuse Tory in the first place that started this whole fight between them. And so literally by the final fight, everybody's cool with each other, and so this would just be Hawk and a bunch of goons charging into the LaRusso household, which would then lead into Tory and Sam working together to beat up most of the goons, while Miguel takes on Kyler. However, Robbie would come to Miguel's aid and defeat him quickly, and this would then lead into the combination of Robbie and Miguel taking on Hawk. And after a long, extensive battle, this would then lead into Tory and Sam even jumping in, and Sam and Tory just allowing the four of them to bop Hawk, basically, because Miguel's crippled and Robbie would also be injured and isn't completely used to karate yet. And so with that being said, this would actually conclude the household fight, because I think Hawk would still turn to the light side anyway, and basically there's no strong people in Cobra Kai except for like Tyler, but even then he's trash. Now, Johnny here might just beat the shit out of Kreese. I don't think he's going to kill him because of the fact that Robbie never joins Cobra Kai, so Johnny isn't nearly as fueled with rage as in canon, but he is still pretty pissed because Miguel and his son were attacked. However, Kreese is just beaten up, and when Daniel LaRusso comes in, Johnny and Daniel would probably just jump him, and they would probably turn him to the police. I mean, think about it. Kreese literally ordered children to go and break into the LaRusso household. So I think, you know, the whole PTSD thing, it's not going to be a good argument here, and Kreese is going to be taken into custody. So Cobra Kai unironically ends here, and everybody's kind of cool with each other. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to be ending this What If. And if you did enjoy the video, be sure to like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, hit the bell icon. That is all greatly appreciated. Follow me on Twitter, and be sure to go and check out the Cobra Kai playlist, where I have a bunch of my what ifs all in there, and be sure to go and check out my other content like Dragon Ball, The Flash, etc., Invincible. I know you guys probably don't care about that, but, you know, I'm just telling you. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace out. My name is Tylearn. Have a nice rest of the day, everybody.